In my experience, the number one reason that people get divorced is because they've just grown apart. They may not see eye to eye anymore, they have different interests, and they're just not into each other anymore. A lot of people think that the number one reason would be cheating, and that's probably up there as well, but it's my experience more often that people have just grown apart. Other reasons that people get divorced are financial infidelity is a big one. One spouse has spent money or taken out a loan that the other spouse didn't know about, racked up a lot of debt. That's a huge reason that people get divorced. Some telltale signs that a divorce may be coming down the pike is not living in the same bedroom anymore, not being intimate. Often there's been some financial infidelity and one spouse is cheating financially and spending money that the other spouse didn't know about. And just the spouses going their own way, having their own interests and not having joint interests together. Some alternatives to divorce include getting counseling. If you haven't been able to talk to your spouse and have some communication issues, maybe learning how to talk to each other and get what you need out of the marriage is a better choice, or at least a first step prior to getting divorced. Getting financial counseling is also a great way to perhaps avoid a divorce. If you and your spouse see differently on how to handle finances, having a financial counselor can really help you determine, is this marriage going to work? Are we able to see eye to eye? The big key is learning how to communicate better. An alternative to divorce may also be just learning to have common interests. Find something that your spouse is interested in that you can participate in. Doing things together and recreating that relationship, rekindling what you both liked about each other when you first got together. That's a great step to just reigniting the relationship so that you have not drifted apart and see divorce in your future. If you're considering divorce and you want to try to make the marriage work, sometimes people will look at getting a postnuptial agreement, especially in situations where one spouse is not the breadwinner and the other spouse has financial power over that spouse. It's a great way to equalize the playing field so you both feel comfortable, you both feel stable, and then you can really work on the relationship without one party feeling like they are going to lose something financially. Before filing for divorce, I always ask people, have you tried counseling first? What have you tried before you got to this point? Have you spoken to your spouse? Are there kid issues that need to be addressed? Maybe your kids need some counseling or some other support that would allow the stress to be taken off of your marriage. It may be other factors that is not related to you and your spouse, and if you address those factors, then again, that takes the stress off so you feel more comfortable and can really focus on your relationship. So if you're thinking about divorce, what we tell our clients is to have a plan before you get to the point that you file. You need to think about where you want to live. Do you anticipate that you and your spouse will continue living together during the divorce? What does your life going to look like after the fact? Now, these are big questions, and you may not have all of the answers when you start, but at least you need to start thinking about that. At least start imagining what life might look like after the fact. We also ask people to pull together all the documents that they have. Try as best as you can to get an accurate financial picture of what your marital estate looks like. Think about if you had any separate property, if you know your spouse has any separate property. The more that you can do that legwork ahead of time, then the easier your divorce will go. But also think about getting counseling for yourself so that you can manage your emotions during divorce. Maybe think about getting counseling for your children so that they can manage their emotions and dealing with it. Now, I wouldn't go out and tell your kids right now, hey, I'm getting divorced. Leave that to a later date when you have solidified your plans and a step is made to go forward, but at least get them in a good emotional state. So if you're considering divorce at all, please reach out to us at DeFord Law Firm.